So, first question. Let me start by saying I'm here with Eric Cantor, who is Congressman from Virginia, who's also the House Republican Whip in the U.S. House of Representatives. Eric, thank you for being with us. Are we as a party drifting?
Well, we've got a lot of challenges, just like the country's got a lot of challenges. And I like to think that we, as Republicans, should be recommitting ourselves to the principles upon which this country was founded and frankly, what the people think that the party should be about. And those principles are one of, first of all, limited government, free markets, individual responsibility, faith in God. And these are the tenets by which we should be fashioning our policy solutions going forward. And somehow over the last 8 years, the public has begun to sense that the party may have drifted from its core principles. And the best way for us to demonstrate that we are that party of limited government, we are that party of free enterprise, is to go about across this country engaging in discussion with as many different people as possible, with Republicans, with like-minded independents, with like-minded Democrats, basically involving people in a debate around the core common sense conservative principles and how they apply to solutions for families today.
Who's your political role model?
I have to say that I was brought into this party with parents who became involved at a grassroots level right at the nomination of Ronald Reagan to become our president and our Republican nominee. And that sticks with me because he was so about, number one, saying that our party should be one of inclusion, that we ought not to shy away from debate, that we ought not to shy away from differences, that discussion around those differences is healthy, that we ought to value the role of advocacy on the part of the common sense conservative agenda that the party should be about. And so I must say that it is Ronald Reagan that got me into politics and someone who has stayed with me.
How did you get involved in politics?
Well, I have parents who became involved at a grassroots level because my father was very friendly with a gentleman by the name of Dick Obenshine, who in 1978 became our party's nominee for the U.S. Senate. And unfortunately, he died in a plane crash. But it was after that my folks became very involved at a grassroots level in and around the Richmond area and throughout Virginia. And I just sort of grew up with political meetings at my folks' home where I grew up and saw the state really come into its own from an economic standpoint as well as a political standpoint. It began to shift, going from a very Democratic state into one that was Republican.
What's our party doing wrong, and what can we do to fix it, if there is anything we're doing wrong?
Well, we have to demonstrate, number one, that we understand that veering away from fiscal discipline is not something we should be about, and that we also have to demonstrate that the tenets of freedom, whether it's free markets, whether it's a defense of human rights around the world, which makes it so important for us to maintain a posture of a strong national defense, or whether it is individual accountability, or whether it is a faith in God. We need to make sure that we are demonstrating our commitment to those tenets. But in order for people to know that and to listen to us, we've got to be speaking in relevant ways to people. So when we think about the working mom out there, we need to speak to her not by saying necessarily our healthcare solutions are going to be much more free market oriented, but instead we need to talk about the fact that our healthcare solutions are premised on the fact that she wants to make the choice as to which pediatrician her kids can go to, not somebody in Washington. And in order for that to happen, you can't have prescription from D.C. You have to allow for innovation to occur, flexibility, and the free markets to work.
Eric Cantor, thank you.
Thank you, Al.